Yeah, yeah, yeah. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, though? It's your boy iAmRudy, and you are now tuned into the Money Tree Music Group podcast. And I'm also on my YouTube page, official iAmRudy Music. If you listening to my podcast and you want to put a voice to the a face to the voice, go to youtube.com and type in I Am Rudy. I'll pop right up, but you can put in I Am Rudy official music and I'll also pop up. So today's Sunday segment is entitled Choices Have Consequences. Choices have consequences. That is the Sunday segment for today. All right. Now, Daniel chapter 6, verse 13 through 28 um, is pretty much where I got this um, Sunday segment from. All right. So when you get time, make sure you go read Daniel chapter 3, verses 13 through 28. All right. So all choices. This is my EPP IGV playing in the background too. So all choices have consequences, right? You know that. I know that. So a wise and insightful man told me not too long ago is that you can't buy life at a dollar store. And that's deep. You can't buy life at a dollar store. So what I took it as, what that mean is that when life is out of control, you have to make hard choices, stick to doing what's right, and be faithful in your commitments. Right? So it's not easy. Of course, we all know it's not easy. Um, it costs something to have a good and meaningful life, right? We got to put in work to have a good and meaningful life. Whether it's you got to get up in the morning and go to work, which 9 times out of 10, all of us regular folks, none of us is rich. Even if we are rich, we had to. If we didn't get any money passed down to us, or if our parents wasn't well off, we still had to get in and put in that work. And even if our parents was well off, they had to put in the work, or either their parents had to put in the work. So somebody had to put in the work. So it's not easy to have a meaningful and good life. Right? We can all agree on that. Now, the highest character choices are based on truth and faithfulness to your commitments. A lot of times we make plans or commitments, and when it start getting rough or it start not going our way, we stop. Well, we shouldn't do that because nothing in life is easy. Everything is going to take um, grind, it's going to take blood, it's going to take sweat, it's going to take tears. You can't buy a meaningful and good life. It takes commitment, it takes faithfulness, it takes consequences, it takes consistency. That's the key thing in it, is being consistent. You have to be consistent in whatever it is that you're trying to do. If you're not consistent, you'll see yourself starting this project and stopping, moving on to another project and then stopping that project to go work on another. And next thing you know, you look around and you got all these projects or all these things that you want to do in your life and you was unable to do it because time waits for no man, like Looney Corleone said. So the story of Daniel in the lion's den is one of the most loved stories in the Bible. If you haven't read the story, go read it, right? But the majority of us have read it. And once again, if you haven't read it, go ahead and read it. So the story is filled with all types of twists and turns, and um, a Duke King is forced to follow a rule that he don't even want to follow. He's forced to do something that he don't even want to do. But somehow, Daniel survived. Daniel was thrown in the lion's den and Daniel survived. Now, Daniel makes the right choice based on his faith. He makes the right choice based on his faith in God, knowing the consequences of being tossed in the den with some hungry lions. Tell you right now, I don't want to get tossed in no den with no angry lions. Not a happy lion. All right. Only lions I want to see is my NFL team. You hear me? That's the only Lions den I want to go to is Ford Field. You hear me? Now, nobody wants to be thrown in a Lions den, but to remain true to God and faithful to our commitments, we must be willing and ready every single day of our lives to face the lions. I'm not talking about the animal. We going to face the lions. When we face the lions, we have to dare to be Daniel. We have to dare to be a Daniel. Daniel stuck with his commitments. He chose the lion's den over his freedom. We live in a world of spiritual hostility where the temptation of anything could compromise our faith, and we need to start putting a stop to that. We have to start putting a stop with that. Like a stop to that. Like it's something that we all need to work on. Now, the book of Daniel tells us to live for God in a hostile environment. So no matter where you at, no matter what's going on around you, the circumstances in your life, which will create this hostile environment, we must always live for God. Just like God lived for us. God created us in his image. Now, his example shows us that it can be done, but not without discomfort. All right? God never said that life was going to be easy. He never said we wasn't going to have trials and tribulations. He never said we was not going to have ups and downs. He never said that we wasn't going to have misfortunes. He never said that we was not going to have discomfort. I just ate some chicken tacos. I feel like I got food in my mouth, but I don't. Now, if you stick to your convictions, you are sure to come into trouble sooner or later. Most of the time, we don't be looking for trouble. We don't be looking for, let me see what I can get into bad today. I want some trouble today. But it comes, right? It's just a part of life. It's a part of the book of life. Problems. We all got problems. Everybody has problems, and there's no way around not having problems. Now, the story of Daniel in the lion's den reminds us that there is a spiritual battle raging. Now, the devil himself, he's like a roaring lion who would devour us if he could. And if you read 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8, it says that. These is not my words, right? This is coming from the book. Now, Daniel is a man of high character, and he's committed to praying. Last part is very, very important. He's committed to praying. He's committed to prayer. He's committed to praying. Now, he consistently honors God throughout his whole entire life, right? Now, he prays to God even when a law is written and make it illegal to pray. Daniel still prayed. It was illegal to pray, but that did not stop Daniel from praying. He still prayed. Character is everything, right? Sometimes it's so many different religions out here, and people be scared to talk about what they believe in around other people. I'm not scared to tell you about my God. I'm not scared to tell you about my Savior, right? Now that don't mean that I'm gonna be like, oh well, you believe in that and I don't. No, because at the end of the day, there's only one God. I don't. So like people ask me like, hey, Are you a Christian? Now, I was raised in Ebenezer African Methodist Episcopal Church, 5151 West Chicago Boulevard, Detroit, Michigan, 48204, right? My first pastor was Reverend Robert L. Phillips. That's who baptized me. And when I was younger and you asked me, are you a Christian? I would say, yes, I'm a Christian. But then once I started to get older and starting to read the Bible, I said, wait a minute, I don't see nothing in the Bible about Christianity. So I believe every single word in the Bible, but I don't classify myself under any religion, right? Like I had started reading the Quran a couple years ago. I didn't finish, but it's something I want to do. I want to be able to feed in and tap into all the religions out there because at the end of the day, we all know that it's one God. As long as you believe in God and you know that there is a God, the creator, the Alpha and Omega, you're cool with me. You know, we need to stop gang banging on religion, right? No religion is better than the other. So when people ask me, are you a Christian? No, I'm not. In some of my music, you might hear me say Allah. I'm not a Muslim. I have read Malcolm X autobiography. I know a lot about Malcolm X. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I've read his book. Uh, but I'm not Muslim. But you might hear me say Allah. I'm talking about God. Yahweh. I'm talking about God. You know. So we need to stop doing that. But let me get back to this. Character is everything, right? So Daniel was tossed into the lion's den and with these hungry lions, and he was thrown in there because he refused to compromise. That's the reason why they threw him in there. Like I just said before, it was illegal to pray. Hey, I'm praying. I believe in God. I'm going to pray. Now, we must live every single day like a Daniel, no matter what the consequences is. Now, I'm not saying that you go out and commit crimes and stuff like that. I'm saying that if you're committed to God and He is directing your life, the devil is going to try to interfere and there will be consequences. That's where the consequences come from because Satan is a trickster, right? Satan knows the truth. He was the most beautiful angel. He was cast down from heaven. So he knows the truth. But he don't want you to know the truth. He wants you to come down there and be with him so he can laugh in your face and be like, ha ha, got you. Now let me torment you. He's a trickster. So anytime he see any type of uh, 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 any type of goodness going on in our life, any type of uh, grace and blessings and stuff, he's going to throw some curveballs at us. And just like the story of Job, God will allow him to do that because I feel this is what I feel. I feel like reading the book of Job, and we just went through that in the last Sunday segments. Um, I feel like like I see a lot of stuff, and people be like, "Well, why did God allow that to happen? Why would God do that? Why would God?" See, I feel like just like He allowed the devil to do what he did to Job, I feel like He allows things like that to happen to see, are you going to continue to serve Him? Are you going to continue to trust Him? Right? Or are you going to stray away? It's kind of like the same thing with Adam and Eve. God said, hey, don't eat off this forbidden tree. And then here come the snake. Oh, yeah, you could go ahead and eat the fruit off the tree. It don't matter. God just don't want you to know all the things He know. And instead of them listening to God, they ended up listening to the snake, which was Satan. And that's what happens. It's the same thing with me and you. When we go through circumstances in our life, God like, okay, I will allow the devil to do this and put this in your life, but I want to see where your faith stands. I want to see, are you going to get up out of this by using me, by coming to me, by praying to me, by loving to me, by reading my word? Because every single thing that we go through in life, if you open up the Bible, there is a verse for that. I should start with my clothing line. I should start making hoodies and sweatshirts and shirts that say it's a verse for that, because it is a verse for everything. Like we gotta live like Daniel, no matter what the circumstances is. All right. Now, when you are committed to doing what is right based on your commitments to God and your faith in God, and what you do when they call for the lions says a lot about you. Like, what you gonna do? Like, when you are committed to doing what is right based on your commitments and faith in God, what do you do when they call the lions? What do you do when the devil call the lions? I'm gonna tell y'all what to do. And this is gonna be a short Sunday segment. I'm about to get up out of here. All right. Now, like I said, choices have consequences. When you um are in tune with God, and when you are obedient to God, there will be consequences for that, because Satan don't like it. So when Satan use people, and let me tell you something, he gonna use people that you at least suspect, or he gonna use people that can get you the ball up the most. He gonna use a coworker that you work with all the time. He gonna use your kids. He gonna use somebody that you think was your best friend. He gonna use people to get to you that will hurt you the most. He will use your parents. He will use your siblings. That's just how he do. But when he called the lions, let me tell you what to do. When he called the lions on you, you call God. That's all you got to do. No matter what's going on in your life, no matter how bad you think your life is, no matter what the devil try to throw at you, call on God. You know, back in the day, you used to have, hey, call me back at after 9 o'clock for my free nights and weekends. God is always free. He's always listening. When they throw the wood, when they throw you in that lion's den, you call on God. You be like Daniel. You don't switch up what you believe in. They wanted Daniel to switch up what he believed in. If you believe whatever you're doing is right, and this is the right path, and this is what I want to do, don't put it to the side. Don't change it. A lot of times you would tell, see, this is why we shouldn't tell everybody our stuff. You would tell somebody you got an idea. Oh, man, I think I want to do this. Ah, man, what you want to do that for? And in the back of their mind, they thinking like, oh, why did I think about that? But they'll tell you like, oh, man, that's corny. Don't do that. They'll be sitting back like this, like, dang, that's kind of smart. You know, people will smile in your face and stab you in the back. They will steal your ideas after they told you, oh, I don't think that ain't. I wouldn't do that if I was you. You should do something else, or you shouldn't do it that way. You should do it this way, just to knock you off your square. That's the type of people that the devil use. People you at least suspect. So when you are committed and you are doing right and you are living righteous and you are living what you feel that God wants you, how He wants you to live, and they call them lions, you call on God. All right? Always remember the words that I say to you today and all the rest of your life, and make sure you share, subscribe, all that stuff they be saying on YouTube. Share, like, subscribe. Make sure you listen to my podcast. You listen to my podcast anywhere in the world. We're worldwide. Just type in Money Tree Music Group Podcast on Google, and a million links will pop up. And I'm pretty sure wherever you listen to your podcasts at, we're there. All right. Now may God bless you and may God keep you. And remember to always love one another. Because what? Because love does make the difference. I will be back next week. Sorry, next month, next third Sunday. And I have a series, a 3-part series coming next called Have Faith. It's a 3-part series called Have Faith. So we won't be done with Have Faith until my birthday falls on the third Sunday in September. So we will be doing that series next. All right, guys. All right, so make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this with people. People need to hear the word. People need to hear things. I had a lot of people say, "Oh man, I love your Sunday segments. I went back and watched all of them." That's what we need. I had people say, "Man, I like your music. Man, that one song got me through the day." That's what we need, all right? That's what I'm here for. I'm here to be a servant of God. I'm here to pass on things from Him to you. But I also want you to pass on to other people, and I want you and other people to get in the Word and learn them for yourself. Because nobody can get you into heaven but yourself, all right? All right, everybody have a blessed one, and I will see y'all next month.